love to encourage you to place in the chat where you're tuning in from. And if this is your first time working with me, doing any workshop or class or experience with me. So just so I know where we're at. I have a really exciting presentation planned for us. And so once I see your messages coming in, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we're going to dive into what we're working through today. So excited. Oh, great. Hi, Jenny. Yes, in New Hampshire. Yay. Jess from Ireland. You've been to another workshop. Well, I'm so happy that you're back. Martina, yes, our community member in Kansas City. Beautiful. All right, so I see some folks are still coming in. Let me go ahead and share our experience today. So this is the Enchanted Abundance Experience. And I had in my mind, I'm going to go ahead and turn the music down for now. I had in my mind when I decided to create an abundance class, which of course is somebody who works with a lot of coaches, a lot of healers who are also business owners, is something that comes up a lot. Making a living, doing the work that you love. And at first I was like, oh, there are so many manifestation classes out there. There's so many abundance workshops out there. And some of them work, some of them don't. Most of the time we sign up for them, but then we don't actually do the thing. Right? Like it just stays in our inbox. Let me know if you can relate to that. I'm going to keep this chat going so I can see you all. But yeah, let me know if that feels familiar to you. And so I was thinking, okay, what is something that I can add to all of the manifestation abundance workshops out there that I just don't see enough of? And that feels unique and also honors the personal experience and brings in the sacred. Along with this, a lot of the work that I do is shadow work. And if you're new to shadow work, I promise it's not scary. It's actually going to the shadows that you hold within yourself and bringing love to it. It's the deepest form of self-love, and it completely changes your life. And so I was thinking, what is a shadow work that I can do around manifestation and abundance that feels like it will really allow people to unlock something in just an hour of time? And I came up with the Enchanted Abundance Experience and a new paradigm that allows us to not only decondition ourselves of whatever legacy we're holding, whether it's generational or past lives, but also the overcultural structures. So we're going to do that shadow work. And then we're also going to do some really beautiful soul retrieval style manifestation, which is something I don't see a lot of. So I think what we're going to do today is pretty unique, pretty beautiful, very expansive. And I'm excited to dive in with you. All right. So we're going to, as I said, we're going to do shadow work and soul retrieval. We're going to do some manifestation. And then of course, we can't just think the thoughts and understand the things and do the revelations and have the profound spiritual experience without also having aligned action. I'm a double Capricorn, Taurus moon, like action manifestor and human design, if you know what that is. Aligned action is my thing. And so we're really going to bring this into some earthy, grounded action steps that you can take with you to make some meaningful changes after this. So I don't know if anybody here is new, but maybe some folks watching the replay will be new. And I want to invite you in to get to know me a little bit so that you know what I'm about. So I have a background in archetypal psychology, energy healing. You could read this whole thing. But essentially, I started wanting to do healing work because my great uncle was a shaman. My mom was a yoga teacher. I come from a lineage of spiritual healers, and my great grandfather was a Baptist minister. And so I thought when I was fresh out of college, like I'd studied archetypal psychology and I was really trying to piece things together. My first project was creating an interdisciplinary women's artist collective where we did immersive art pieces in New York City that bridged the gap between art and ritual, because art started as ritual. So that was really beautiful. And then of course, as time went on, I started what is now my business, the Self-Love Lifestyle. I've gone through the experience of healing trauma, and I know what it's like to experience PTSD and um, eating disorders, and I know the shadow. I feel really strongly that my life purpose now is to help you walk through your own shadow, and I'm here to walk with you and shine a light so that you feel safe to bring love to the most unloved parts within you. And I do this through self-love, coaching, energy work, ceremony, and a whole bunch of modalities. As a business owner, I'm really proud to share that I've made over $1 million, which blows my mind. I've worked with hundreds of students from over 20 countries. I have thousands of community members. I've been in the industry for a decade, as I mentioned. But what I'm really excited about in terms of somebody who's technically made $1 million is that I've given away more in scholarships for my programs than I've received in personal income. I've funded the sustainability of our 1840s farmhouse. It's completely solar powered, and we do a lot of work to make it really eco-friendly, reducing our carbon footprint, which makes me feel really good about contributing to the well-being of the planet to the best of our ability. My husband runs a nonprofit music studio, which is really beautiful. He gives emerging artists and under-resourced artists opportunities to share their music with the world. And I support our family with my business that he can really focus on giving back to the community in that way. Other things that I'm really proud of is the diversity in our programs is 90% greater than the industry standard. And that's something that I feel is so nourishing to all of us, to have so many people of different backgrounds and cultures coming in to work together, and really create more love in the world and more magic in the world. Our course success rates are 90% more than the industry standard. I'm really, really proud of that. And the values that I hold are in decolonization, land reverence, people reverence, and spirit reverence. I'm a mom to a toddler. I love connecting with other women. I'm a soul sister. I grow a garden, and then this is me and my mugwort, and my mugwort up here. I said mugwort queen. Okay, let's dive in. So you're here. I want to know in the chat, place a 1 if you feel stuck in cycles of scarcity or self-doubt. Place a 2 if you've tried all the manifestation tips, you've done all the programs, read the books, all the things, something feels a little misaligned, like you're just not there. 3 if you're burnt out and you crave a way to create abundance with more ease and alignment. 4 if you make good money, like you're doing fine, but you want to grow and make more of an impact. That's where I am. I have like big dreams too. Yeah, for the impact I want to make and the folks I want to help with that. Or if it's something else, you can comment that. But I want 1, 2, 3, or 4. All right. My sound just changed. Yes. Let's see. Is it better now? So sorry, y'all. Okay. Yay. Okay, great. So in the chat comments, I see a 3. So yeah, burnt out, Jess 1 and 2. Yeah, maybe you are in multiple of these. Charlotte's 2 and 3. Yeah. Okay, great. 4. Awesome. So we're all over this spectrum, and maybe there's something else. Claire, good to see you, Claire. Claire says, I'm just here for the vibes. Great. Love it. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, so I want you to put in the chat, when you hear the word luxury, what are the first things that come to your mind? Put in the chat. When I say luxury, what's the first thing that is coming to your mind? And I want to hear from all of you, because this is going to be a really cool exercise. We're diving in to our shadow work portion, but it's not going to be scary. It's going to be really illuminating. Cadillac and sushi. I love that. So specific. Expensive. Peacefulness. Free time without worrying about making money. Really cool. Okay, when I hear luxury, I think of like private jets and caviar. Vacations, quiet time. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. So this totally runs a spectrum. What are some of the images? And I want you don't have to put this in the chat, though I'd love to hear if you want to, but what are some of the images that come to mind? So we saw like the luxury cars, the vacations, the nice food, but then also the experience, right? The experience of free time. I can tell who's done a little bit of manifestation or some of you have already tapped out of the overcultural tones of luxury. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it so interesting, right? Luxury is conditioned, right? A lot of us have our concept of luxury because of what society has told us is valuable and luxurious, right? But luxury, the definition, is actually a state of great comfort and extravagant living. So I want you to put in the chat, or if you have a journal, you're welcome to start writing these things down too. What in your life brings you great comfort? And I would really love to hear in the chat as well. And I can share, for me, what brings me great comfort is like cozy vibes, a really nourishing meal, having my garden, and being able to, middle of the day, if I have something that I want, if I want to make a salad, I know I can just pop outside and get my kale. Great comfort also, like warm water, shower, and cozy clothes. That's all my Taurus moon. Morning coffee, yes. Seeing birds and trees, absolutely. Nature is a great comfort. Oh, ocean, swimming in the ocean, warm ocean vibes. That's for me, great comfort. Jenny, free time without worrying about making money, travel, quality time with my kids, security for my family, a place to call home. Yeah. So just noticing if there's a difference for you between conditioned luxury, but then when you tap into what luxury actually is for you. And how interesting it is that there might be that difference, right? And what this paints for us is that so often we're operating from a place of cultural standards and stories that we've inherited and beliefs we've inherited, but not operating from the place of what's actually true to us. No alarm, midday dog walk, smell of coffee. Yeah, I love coffee too. Full fridge, tidy home. Yes, I love it. All right, so let's go to the next part of luxury, which is extravagant living, right? So extravagant, I did a little bit of research. The root from Latin extra, outside, and vagare, which is wander, to wander outside. So to put this into our framework, I know, isn't that so cool? What does it mean for you to wander outside the societal norms and limits? And maybe that's when you're cultivating luxury, cultivating abundance. If anything comes to your mind, you can put it in the chat. What does it mean to you to wander outside? This is a big question, so it's okay if you don't have the answer. But to wander outside the societal norms and limits, what does that mean to you? Yes, being authentic. I love that. Absolutely. That's like really good answer. Absolutely. All right, you can all keep adding in the chat. I'm going to move forward. All right, so the new paradigm, Enchanted Abundance. The old paradigm is hoarding unsustainably produced luxury, chasing wealth for wealth's sake, or at worst, power over other beings, right? We see this in toxic capitalism. And we see this in the way that corporations exploit the earth and people for profit, all of this stuff, right? So that's the old paradigm. And even if we're not intentionally participating in that, all of us are, by virtue of being in society, like every time we go to the grocery store, every time we drive a car, unless we have an electric vehicle, every time, we're participating in the toxic capitalism. So I want to reduce the shame here. There are certainly things that we can do to tap out of it. But before we get into any action about that, or any shame or blame or overwhelm or grief about the state of the planet and the people, right? I want us to envision a new possibility. Instead of moving in opposition to toxic capitalism, can we envision something new? So circulating resources to uplift others, creating wealth that aligns with purpose, your soul's purpose, the purpose that you hold on the planet. All right, so just to put this into another way to look at this, toxic capitalism, luxury in the first conditioned, right? You have your own now new conditioning of luxury, but luxury and power is like the thing, the goal in toxic capitalism. Accumulation of material possessions focused on exclusivity and control, rooted in hoarding, extraction, and hierarchy, right? All of the paradigms I named. But if we're moving into a new opportunity to engage with money and community and society and capitalism, what if we looked at it as resources and liberation? Sharing and circulating what we have, focusing on freedom, connection, and impact, rooting ourselves in alignment, reciprocity, and purpose, right? So you could totally have the sushi and the nice vacations, and also what is the impact you're making on the planet and other people? Let's look at this on a deeper level, how we internalize the toxic capitalism, right? A lot of us will know what this feels like if we've worked in corporate worlds. Your worth, meaning your productive is equal to your productivity. So how much you can get done, how much you can show of your work has a lot to do with your worth, right? So if you have the raise and you have the fancy job and you have the corner office and and you've done all of this work and done all these things and accomplishing so much and working overtime and working on holidays. Oh my gosh, I'm so productive. Oh my gosh, I'm such a good employee. Oh my gosh, I'm so good. Right? So releasing that and moving instead, I'm going to go over here, moving instead into worth being inherent. It has nothing to do with what you contribute and who you how you show up in your job. It has everything to do with you just being you, being a soul here on the planet. Hustle culture, the pressure to do more, to work harder and getting burnt out, right? Instead, can we move into pursuing success in ways that honor your energy and your soul's rhythm? And that's actually where true abundance comes from. The fear of rest. Oh my gosh. Let me know if you relate to any of these, put a hand up or in the chat, say me. When I start to rest, I'm like, oh no, I have to work hard on this one. Rest feels unproductive, lazy, or indulgent, creating cycles of guilt. And then we actually aren't able to be productive in the ways that we want to be, right? Let me know or maybe you hit the wall and your body says, no more. And it's like your body forces rest upon you. Yeah. Now, remembering that ease is sacred. There's a lot of information out there from anthropologists who talk about how, of course, in hunter-gatherer societies, life was not as luxurious in the way that we see it in terms of running hot water and all of the things, and room temperature houses and all of that. But there is also a lot more space for rest, even though people were busy gathering and creating their resources to sustain their villages and producing food and whatnot. There was actually a lot more downtime that folks had in community. There just wasn't the busyness. There was nothing else to do other than make sure you have your food and make sure you're honoring spirit. That was it, right? And having babies or whatever. But ease is sacred and actually inherent to our experience. I think about cats, think about big cats, like lions in the savannas. They spend a lot of time just lounging around. We did that too as humans, right? We can see that in primates. Okay, so self-exploitation. This is another internalized toxic capitalism. Pushing yourself past your limits to meet societal expectations. How many of us have done that? I know I have. And then instead, self-nourishment, cultivating success by nurturing your mind, body, and spirit. What if your route to success and abundance wasn't through working harder, but actually caring for yourself? What does that feel like in your body? For me, it's oh my gosh, this ease, this softness, this relief. Just notice some of this new paradigm, just creating a new awareness in the body. And then another one, burnout as a badge of honor, right? Overworking, we kind of touched on this already, but instead, can we move into a place where we're sustainable with our success, building a life and business that feels joyful, sustainable, and expansive, not expensive, expansive. Knowing that what's around the corner in terms of your business and your career is not going to be a really rough, difficult experience. Having the trust and the resources within yourself to know that this is an ongoing journey, and the sustainability, knowing that you're going to continue to return to your care and you have strategies in place to support you. Right. Chris says, I rest whenever my body asks for quiet. This is shocking to most people. I go to bed when it gets dark and I talk to the darkness, which is coming alive. I love that. Thanks, Chris. Yeah. And Jenny says, I'm trying to reteach my daughters the new way to view rest. It's one thing I wish I could go back and redo. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Love these reflections. All right. So why do we have wealth blocks? We're doing a manifestation and abundance experience, right? So I want to talk a little bit about what keeps us back from experiencing money, wealth, abundance. Inherited money mindset or scarcity mindset, right? So these are family narratives, like money doesn't grow on trees. Creates a subconscious fear of lack and puts us in that state where anytime we're around money, even if we're receiving money, we're in a nervous, anxious place, right? How many of you feel anxious? Put in the chat, me, if you feel anxious when people give you money. If you're like, internalized shame around wealth, right? Overculture often ties money to greed or worthiness, and then financial success feels wrong, right? So I want you to consider the ways in which you, as we know, are worthy exactly as you are, and success isn't wrong, and by you being abundant, you have more to give, and you're paving the way for more people to be abundant, right? Yeah, Jenny says me. Generational survival patterns, right? So many folks come from ancestors who faced poverty or oppression. This being passed down in your cellular DNA can put you in survival mode, and it makes it harder to receive money because of that. This is real. And all of us are in a spectrum of that, right? Depending on our culture, our race, our class, our country, right? There's so much that goes into it. And what's beautiful is that we have the opportunity to heal. And then, of course, the cultural taboos around money, like we shouldn't talk about money, and like all of this stuff that's come up around women making, so much less than men, right? It wouldn't come up if women talked more about what they were making, or men talked more about what they were making, right? So the taboos keep us in a place where the oppressive systems can prevail for a reason, right? Because if we're open and we're in communication, we can see things as they truly are. And so really releasing the taboo within ourselves is an important part of that. Beautiful. Yeah. I often feel that I have to earn it to deserve it. Yeah. But what if the earning was inherent, right? You didn't have to do anything to earn it. And actually, there's nothing you can do to earn it. Like, you just are worthy of it. All right. So why am I using enchantment? Why are we using enchantment as the mode to heal some of these wealth blocks? And there might be more. Another one I didn't mention that really came through for me yesterday as I was sitting with this is the power of past lives as well. And like what our soul's karma is bringing into this lifetime in terms of money, that also has an impact. And that's why we're going to move into soul retrieval in a few moments here. And Chris says, I'm really opening to receive abundance. Very interesting phase of my life at 75 years old. I love it. I love hearing it. Thank you for sharing that, Chris. Okay, so enchantment is, like, for me, such an important healer, and it's why I want to bring it into this work. Enchantment is about seeing the world as alive, sacred, full of possibility. It's the shift from linear thinking, if I do this, I get that, right? That's what Jenny was just talking about, having to earn it. Instead, into being a co-creative relationship with the universe, where everything has meaning and every action ripples with impact. Enchantment and enchanted abundance are the antidote to capitalism, because they invite us to move from extraction, competition, and control into connection, reciprocity, and meaning. When capitalism tells us to chase and consume, enchantment calls us to honor, create, and circulate. Like, wow. Just reading this, I feel the shift in my body. Let me know if you're feeling shifts just as we move through this material. Yeah, I'm seeing heads nodding. Enchanted Abundance asks us to see abundance as a shared experience, a co-creative process that uplifts the collective rather than serving just a few people, right? Just a reminder, the top 3 billionaires in the United States own more wealth than 50% of the people in the country. Like, if you combined 50% of the people in the country and put all their wealth together, the top 3 billionaires would have more money than them. Like, why do we have starving people? Why? Okay, well, I could get in a whole thing. You understand. It's a huge injustice. It's a big problem. And there's enough abundance for all of us, clearly. It's just about redistributing it. And when we only have so much control when it comes to the political climate and things of that scale, what I want to call us in to do is doing the energy work here so that you can make more money, so that you become a vehicle for that wealth redistribution. Because the world needs people with good hearts and conscious minds who want liberation for all beings to be wealthy, because you can do more with that than those top 3 billionaires are doing. So by weaving purpose, prosperity, and magic together, Enchanted Abundance allows us to rewrite the story of how we create, hold, and use wealth. And in doing so, it offers us a path forward in liberation, healing, and fulfillment. Beautiful. All right, we're going to go into a guided meditation. So I am actually going to invite you, if you have a candle you would like to light, or if you want to be cozy, now's the time to get a drink of water. And I'm actually going to go ahead and share some music with you here so that we can dive in. And this guided meditation is actually going to be a soul retrieval. And the reason why I want to do a soul retrieval with you is because, as we've talked about, these inherited generational experiences, whether it's from our own personal lineage, our cultural lineage, the structural paradigms that we exist in society, past lives, past trauma, all of it means that we get fragmented into inheriting other stories and beliefs. So what I want to do with you today through energy work and meditation is that we're going to retrieve the parts of our soul that have either been conditioned away from our true purpose, right? So believing all of those things about productivity being tied to worth, right? That's when we've been conditioned away. Our soul fragment has been conditioned out of us. So we're going to recondition, bring that soul fragment back in. It might be generational with your ancestors. It might be past lives. There's so many different ways to experience this. And all you have to do is receive. So now's the time to get cozy. I want to invite you to bring your hands together if that's accessible to you. Rub your palms together to create heat. Heat is energy, and you can imbue this energy with intention. So I want you to think about what enchanted abundance would mean in your personal life. If you want to, you can close your eyes now. So what does enchanted abundance mean in your personal life or in the world? And maybe it's $10,000 a month or $50,000 a month, or maybe it's the great comfort of luxury, the wandering outside what society tells you to do, or maybe it's both. Maybe it's a milestone, buying a house or a car, or maybe, and it's more experiential in how you show up in your day-to-day. So just considering, as you rub your hands together, you're creating energy here. And as you consider all the ways that enchanted abundance might show up for you and what you're manifesting for yourself, just know that that's being imbued into your hands. And what does enchanted abundance look like in the world, in the impact you make? What causes do you want to support, or people in your life do you want to support with your abundance? What does it feel like for you maybe to have more time to show up in community care or in service of the earth? Based on your values, what would be a really meaningful way for you to share your abundance? You can go ahead and place your hands on your body, maybe on your heart or over your abdomen or your womb space, whatever feels true to you. There's no wrong answer here. I want you to take a deep breath in, feeling your hands on your body. And exhale it all out. Another deep breath. And exhale. And continuing this breath in a rhythm that feels really expanded and relaxing for your body. With each inhalation, your heart expands and opens. With each exhalation, your body relaxes, becoming deeply relaxed. Becoming aware of your breath that sounds like an ocean wave. Imagining as though there is a golden light surrounding your body that connects you to the earth, feeling roots grow down into the earth, feeling the gentle pressure of gravity as though Mother Earth herself is embracing you and holding you close. And now that you are rooted and connected to Mother Earth, offering gratitude for the ways in which she cares for you, bring awareness to the golden light surrounding your body. Notice how this golden light strengthens above the crown of your head and coalesces into your soul star. A beautiful golden star, a golden orb of light above your head. Just witnessing this, feeling it, imagining it, seeing it in your mind's eye. Allowing yourself the opportunity for awe and reverence. And with your next breath, opening yourself to receive your soul star into your body as it drops through the crown of your head. Notice the texture. Does it drip through your body like honey or molasses? Does it shine and sparkle or ripple? Is it dense or airy? Just notice. Allow your soul star to continue to move down through the crown of your head, down through your brain, down through your jaw, into your neck, through your throat, your communication energy center, down through your heart, where it shines even brighter, down through your back, your spine, as your soul star weaves soul energy in through the double helix of your DNA in every cell of your body, moving down through all of your major organs, in your abdomen, down through to the base of your spine, into your pelvic bowl, down your legs, down through the soles of your feet, down through your arms and into your fingertips, where it shines out through the tips of your fingers, feeling yourself fully receptive to your soul star. Now I invite you to open yourself in receptivity. We'll ask a question of your soul star together, and you may receive the answer in images, words, feelings, sensations, even nothing is something. You don't have to force anything, just receive. And the question I want you to ask your soul star is, how can I cultivate more abundance in my life today? How can I cultivate more abundance in my life today? And receive. Noticing what comes through for you, you can continue forward with a question. What needs to be healed within me so that I may cultivate more abundance? What needs to be healed within me so that I may cultivate more abundance? And receive. Just noticing what has come through for you. Notice how your body feels. And perhaps there is an image or emotion or a word that you can hold to help heal this, just intuitively. It may be an affirmation of "this is healed." It may be a sweeping of your energy around your auric field. Maybe just witnessing this dissolving in your mind, floating down into the earth to be transmuted. Allow yourself to be intuitively led. And in our final moments of connection, of intentional connection with the soul star, if you have any other questions you need to ask or anything that needs to be shared, said, or received, now is the time. You could also offer your soul star a vision of what you are manifesting and ask for support in co-creation. Taking a few more breaths here. Offering gratitude to yourself, to your guides, to whatever came through for you. You can begin to bring your awareness to the space around you, just noticing what sounds you hear, feeling the air on your skin, feeling your body. And when the time feels right, you can begin to bring your awareness back to our shared space by allowing your eyes to open. Welcome back. I would love to invite you to take a few moments to write down either in the chat or in a journal or both, because I would love to hear what came through for you. So we'll just take a few moments to allow you to write things down, to just bring things more deeply into your conscious mind, because we were working in the subconscious and spiritual realm. And if you need a reminder, the first thing we asked, I'll put this in the chat for you, was, what can I do today to cultivate more abundance? What do I need to heal to cultivate more abundance? And then you kind of had a free-flowing conversation. So we'll take 2 or 3 minutes, and please do add into the chat that you received.
To read some of what came through. So Jess said, I felt a presence over my body and faintly heard my name, which startled me and I jumped. Wow, that's pretty wild. But the presence felt loving. Good. I love that. And what a cool visitation. Charlotte says, I need to heal my abandonment wound. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you're doing it. Chris says, sensing a responsibility to share. If I receive abundance, I'm envisioning wonderful feeling if I could help redistribute the wealth on the planet. Yeah. Same. That came through for me too.
Oh, sorry. Yep. You know what? Because I keep moving my mic. Thanks for letting me know. It's like not even realizing what I'm doing that. Laura said, I had a literal light come through my windows and land across my face and my body as my soul came down. I need to keep looking for the light. Today I can find abundance in my creativity and I can be creative with how I find rest. And also I can create the space and time for the work I wish to do. There's a lot. I know there's a lot you're creating right now. So I need space and time. But first I need to rest. Yeah. Doing both, interweaving the two. These are beautiful. Feel free to keep adding in the chat what you received. I'm going to return us back to our presentation. So I want to hear from you in the chat. This was part of where we started in this, but what would enchanted abundance look like to you in your personal life and in the world? What does it look like to you in your personal life and in the world? I would love to hear in the chat. And I hear some of this already. Ooh, Jenny says a reptile came to me. Cool. Wasn't sure if it was an alligator or a lizard, but my oracle deck came to me to find the answer. You know what's really funny about that is so my 3-year-old knows that when I come into my office, I'm doing magic because he comes in and we'll do a ceremony together. We call it magic. And so when I said I'm gonna go do magic, he was like, are you gonna do dinosaur magic? So he mentioned a reptile. I was like, oh, maybe you're tapped into Leo. Okay, what does enchanted abundance look like to you in your personal life in the world? And this is something that I really want you to carry with you. So put it in the chat. And then also, I would love for you to share that message, right, with other people. Time freedom. Yes, absolutely. For me, it looks like supporting land back initiatives and being present in my community. Like when I feel enchanted abundance, I know that when I need to, I can take time off of work to be there for folks that I love. I know that when I need rest, I can take time off, but also it looks like, I mean, literally, I love my job. I'm doing my job right now, right? It looks like this too. That was the first thing that came to my mind when I said, what's more ways for me to cultivate abundance today? I heard share. You're doing it. So what are the ways that you can cultivate more abundance today? And what does enchanted abundance look like to you? Financial time freedom, so I can give back and help women. Yeah, I think a lot of us are on the same page there. Being able to offer more for those who aren't financially abundant so they can also experience the work I do without me worrying about always getting paid. Yes. Being in a safe, comfortable home, so important. Having those basic needs met. Yes. Being able to help animal shelters and domestic abuse survivors. Yeah, I love that. So gorgeous. All of the things we can do. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my music for now. So let's talk about what this looks like. This I took from, wow, we're already almost at 2. My goodness, we're going to speed through the rest of this. So You can take a screenshot of this, also revisit the replay, but really briefly, I want you to consider the ways that you can bring this enchanted abundance into the world. And one of the ways that you can do this, I love this framework of aligned action, is looking at what resources do you need to do this, right? What resources do you need to cultivate more abundance? So maybe if you're a healer, right? Some of you, I know Jenny's joining us in the sacred method to be able to cultivate more resources for offering one-on-one work, because that's a way to bring in more abundance as a sacred healer, right? So maybe there's a resource that you need that you don't already have access to, that you can seek out, right? And invest in, knowing that there's the possibility of investments growing, right? What is the resource that feels like an investment for you in the term of investments giving back more than what you've put in, right? And the accumulation of magic that comes from that. Also looking at confidence. So how confident do you feel in carrying out this enchanted abundance paradigm in your life and in the world? And that will just tell you, if you ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, like I would actually love to hear in the chat, scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel about carrying this out? That'll let you know where you can put more energy into this, if this is something that feels important to you. 8.5, love it. Because then this final piece is, well, not final, but the third piece is priorities, right? So how much of a priority is this for you? When we're talking about the enchanted abundance and you're envisioning what this looks like for yourself in the world, how badly do you want it, right? I'm going to get a little coachy here with you, but like, you're choosing a new thing every second of every day. Not taking action is a choice, right? So getting really clear. I don't care what you do with your life, as long as you're clear on your priorities, right? So is this a 10 priority or a 1 priority? And then right? At least if the excuses or the scarcity or the doubt or whatever, you're like, well, it's just not a priority for me right now. But if enchanted abundance is a priority for you, then really honing in on the resources. What resources do you need or have that you can implement, right? How can you bolster your confidence? And that's through the deeper healing work. We did a little bit of that today. And then also knowing your energy around all of this is so important, which we did today too, right? Operating from an energetically expansive place. Yeah, I'm seeing some good confidence here. Right. So let me know if this is clear to you. And let me know what feels maybe where you need the most work. Do you need more resources or implementing resources? Do you need more confidence? Do you need more priorities? Or do you have to get your energy in alignment? Where are you at? Or is it all 4 things? But I love this framework. I think it's so clear, and it allows us to be in so much self-responsibility. Okay. Now, I know we're moving fast, but I think it's good, actually. You can't overthink things. What is your aligned action? What are you going to do next? What is your next step? And maybe it's in one of these. Maybe you're going to focus on your resources, confidence, priorities, or energy. Or maybe there's something else, but put in the chat. So definitely resources and aligned energy resources. Yeah, I know Jenny's working on them. And so Charlotte's working on the resources, both in my trainings. Yeah, and aligned energy, absolutely. Well, we just did some energy shifts, so I'll be curious what happens after this. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to pause here before we move forward, because I do have a special gift announcement. So Chris says, top priority to be able to stay in this home sanctuary to the end of my life and continue doing artwork that brings in light. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to hold that with you to the best of my ability. Claire says, actually promoting offer. Yes, Claire. What's your offer? Put it in the chat. What are you promoting? Promote it now. I'm not the kind of coach that lets things just slide. Any questions, anything else that needs to be shared, put it in the chat as well, because I can always circle into answering any questions about Enchanted Abundance. Key takeaways, I would love to hear in the chat. And as you write that down, we'll move to the next part where I get to share this gift with you. Oh, neurosomatic coaching. 3 extra sessions for folks who sign up for 6 or 13 weeks in 2024. Yay! I love that. That sounds so cool. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, please promote it. The world needs that. Beautiful. Love it. Okay, key takeaways. Does anyone want to unmute and share a key takeaway? Laura, I know you always have a key takeaway. Oh, you put it in the chat. Laura says, prioritize, really think about my schedule and a lot of time to create. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's go back in. And y'all can feel free to raise your hand if anybody wants to share. Okay. So, oh yeah, this one is for you if you want to take a screenshot to share with the world what you're manifesting, right? So a big part of manifestation is actually like what we just did with Claire. It's hard to manifest if you're not actually telling people what you're manifesting to get people on your team with it, right? A lot of us are so fearful. We're like, oh, people are going to think I'm crazy. They're not gonna, I don't want people to know. We got to let that's the conditioning. That's the taboo stuff we talked about, right? So actually one of the best things that you can do is name what you're manifesting so that one, you have the accountability because you know people are watching. Two, you have people who can be there and support you and maybe will actually receive something from what you're manifesting, right? So what are you manifesting for yourself in the world? So take your screenshot and then I want you to post this on social media and fill it in and then tag me so that I can share it with people too. All right, so take your screenshot now and I can also send this to you in the for the replay. Yay, Jenny says, Claire just followed you on Instagram. Yay, look at it. See, that's what happens when you tell people what you're doing. So tell people what you're doing and tag me so that I can see it. Okay. Love it. Okay. So I want to offer you an invitation to go deeper. I know Jenny's already joining me in this, but I want to offer you an invitation to go deeper into this work if it feels aligned. And then I'm going to offer a special gift with this. So in 2025, I'm launching a new modality that I call the sacred method. And we actually did a little bit of it today. So that's soul retrieval meditation with the soul star dropping in through the body. If you attended my soul retrieval for healing the witch wound, we did it there as well. And this is a new coaching framework that is based on soul retrieval and archetypal coaching and alchemical coaching. There's so much that goes into it, but what we're going to do in our 7 months together is you're going to learn this proven, powerful method that guarantees deep client transformations. I've been doing this a while now, and now I'm so hyped about it because it works like a charm every single time. Heal your own long-standing wounds. So you have a somatic knowing of the sacred method. Everybody who comes into the program receives a sacred method session, which is a deep dive healing session. And people have had these past life regressions, ancestral healing, big breakthroughs, so much. It's really, really potent. And so you go through it yourself. And I believe that, like, as somebody who runs trainings and certifications, if you're not doing the work yourself and you're not walking the talk, you're not experiencing it, how much are you able to actually give other people? Like, you have to have the somatic knowing. So that's why we do that. You're going to become well connected in this really beautiful community of folks. We already have, like, some of my favorite people I've ever worked with are already joining this program. So I know it's going to be so good. So excited for the people who are already in it and the folks who are going to come in. Soul sisters, collaborators, people who are just have such incredible visions for how to change the industry of coaching and healing. And then we're also going to do the business scaling, right? So much of what we talked about is abundance. We're going to talk about the actual strategy piece in this. And I don't gatekeep anything. As somebody who's made over $1 million, I'm going to tell you everything that I have done and continue to do, so that you can go out and bring your light and magic into the world and have the abundance to share with the world as well. So for you, if you sign up because you're here live, I have a list of everybody who's here live. So all you have to do is sign up for Sacred Method. I'm going to send you my ritual cards, which I made. So acceptance, they all have different words on them. This is what they look like on the back with they're so easy to use and simple. I actually keep one in my purse at all times because they come in a sweet little pouch that you can keep in your bag. So they're my, like, divination on the go, but I love them. Connection. There's so many beautiful words on here. And then you also are receiving one of my mugwort bundles. So There you go. For smoke cleansing, grown on the land that I'm on in my garden. So I'm gonna box that up and ship it to you. As long as wherever you live in the world, I'm allowed to ship mugwort to you. But definitely the ritual cards. And if you're, I believe I can ship mugwort. But most people in the United States, Canada, definitely I can ship it to you. So that's what you received. That's my bonus to you. And again, the Sacred Method is a 7-month experience. There's an online portal, an app with 6 modules, pre-recorded content, but then we also have bi-weekly, every other week, live Zoom calls, your own Sacred Method session. You get your certificate as a Sacred Method practitioner. You could call yourself an alchemical coach or a shadow work coach. There's so many ways that you can bring this into the world. We'll also have a WhatsApp chat. And then things that we're going to cover in this training are soul retrieval and archetypal parts work, archetypal psychology, which from an ancient lens, I really look at that as like working with the deities and the energies that are present within us in the world. Sacred rituals for transformation, alchemy of shadow integration, somatic alchemy, abundance rituals, and wealth manifestation. So this is just like tip of the iceberg, what we did today. Intuitive activation, divination skills, sacred business scaling so that you can have systems, so that you have the time freedom, so you can, if you're not already making money while you sleep, which some of my most abundant months were when I was on my maternity leave with my son. So I know it's possible. And legacy and impact creation, like what are you actually doing with the work that you're doing in the world, and how is it changing the world, and so much more. This is not just another coach certification. This is a sacred initiation, and I know that it's going to be so magical. All right, so questions about abundance, Sacred Method, anything, and I'm going to put the Sacred Method link in the chat. If anybody has any questions, you can unmute yourself or raise your hand. So there's the Sacred Method. And don't worry, Jenny, I know you already signed up for Sacred Method, so I'm going to ship you your box because you're here. Yeah. All right, questions about money, abundance, manifestation? Oh, because I did the thing again. Can you hear me? Okay, questions about money. See, because I'm using my phone as a mic, which hot tip, you can do that. And I have like the latest iPhone, so the microphone is actually pretty good on this. But I keep setting it down because I'm not used to that. Any questions, feelings, thoughts, ideas? Anything that needs to be shared before we're complete? All right, beautiful. Well, the Sacred Method is 35% off until December 2nd. So that's like through the Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that whole thing. And to receive this special gift, you just need to sign up by then and let me know that you attended this workshop. And so I can ship it to you. All right, my loves. This was so fun. Thank you so much for joining me. What a gift. I can't wait to witness the way abundance comes into your life after this. Please keep me updated. We did some deep work. Drink water, rest well, take care of yourself. If you're like me, sometimes after I do deep energy work, I can get a little cranky because I'm clearing things. I'm like a little short fused. So if that happens to you, there's nothing wrong. That's just can be part of the experience of clearing. You're just releasing things, kind of like what happens when, those of us with uteruses are clearing on a monthly basis, right? So know that it's okay if that happens. But some of you will probably feel like we're really excited, and I actually feel really excited, illuminated, light, free, or you might be anywhere in the middle of that. But it's all normal. Drink your water. We did some energy work. I beamed out some energy to you. Yeah, so just notice if you notice any shifts. Notice what comes through for you, if you have any synchronicities, and keep me updated. I would really, really love to hear. And I'm so excited to stay connected with you all. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and weekend. Blessings to all of you. Take care, everyone. Bye.